Okay, you're lifting, you're strong, you feel confident, you're eating well, you've slept well, you've hydrated well, and boom, you're either injured or you're in a slump or you've got no confidence or chemistry with your line mates or your teammates. What do you do? That's what we're going to talk about in this lesson. We're going to help you figure out what to do when things don't go the way you expect it. I am the personal trainer for your mind.
Steps out, hit
Okay, so when all these things go wrong, what happens? We end up going to negative town, which isn't good. Negative town is not where you want to be. People beat themselves up all the time about this, and it's not good at all. We need to stay positive. And what I want to do is explain what actually happens in the brain. Neuron. And when you think a thought, zoom, they come together. And guess what? The more you think that thought, the stronger it gets. And when you go to bed that night and the cleanup crew comes through, they see these connections and they think, oh, let's strengthen them. This person's thinking about this a lot. Let's put some stuff around it and make it like cement. And what they do with all the other positive stuff that you're not really thinking about, they get rid of. It's called pruning, and they prune those brain cells and those neurons. They get rid of those thoughts. This is not what we want, because in addition to that, you know what they do? That cleanup crew puts it in the long-term memory as well, so that when you're feeling crummy in the future, we can resurface those feelings and feel crummy all over again. Sounds good? No, not what you want. So I know what it's like to want things one way and then get the rug ripped out from underneath you and it ends up being another way. Sometimes it's really, really devastating. When I've left Canisius College to go play pro, I went down to Greenville, thought I was gonna make the team, and in the spring, my visa wasn't ready. I got down there, wasn't able to play. The coach said, no problem, come on back in September. So I go back in September thinking I'm gonna play, make the team. NHL drops players down to the American League dropped players down to the East Coast. And within 3 days, my contract was ripped up. And now I'm in my car with my life in the back seat with nowhere to go at 23 years of age. I was crushed. I expected one thing, and again, like the hockey gods just boop, didn't make it happen for me. You need something in place so that you can bounce back quickly, because you don't want to be in negative town too long. You want to be resilient and get back up on your 2 feet. Now, just the other day, I was talking to a player in the OHL who was struggling, reached out to me on Instagram, said, you know what, I'm in a slump. I was worried too much about my play. And I'm like, okay, well, what do you do when you don't play well or when things don't go right? The response was, nothing. I'm like, what do you mean nothing? You just sit there and hope things are gonna turn out? It's all a mind game, folks. It doesn't matter how much you bench press or how far you can run. If your head isn't right, then you're not gonna bounce back. So we're gonna give you some solutions. Tip number 1, you need to plan to fail. That's right, you need a plan B. Take 5 minutes out of your day, go somewhere quiet and close your eyes. See yourself struggling, then stop. Take a breath and then revisit the exact same scenario. But this time when you go through it, see yourself actually plowing through the adversity. What was the issue? Peel back the layers. What was the problem? Were you too tough on yourself? Were you not confident enough? Whatever the issue is, you need to identify it and then come through with some more positive thoughts and see yourself plowing through that adversity and actually having success on the ice, on the field, on the diamond, whatever it is. It's called the expectancy effect. And the more you see something, the more you think about it, the more you believe in it, the more likely it is to happen. Tip number 2 is go and talk to your coach, him or her. They're there to help. That's what their goal and their job is, to make sure that everybody's on the right track. Everyone's developing, everyone's having a good time, and everyone's learning. And if you're struggling, they can help you. Now, having coached for over 10 years, I would love it if kids come to me, whatever age, 10, 22, and say, hey, look, coach, I'm not feeling well. I expected this, and it isn't working for me. What do I gotta do? That would make me feel so good as a coach, knowing that my player felt comfortable coming to communicate with me and we can have a dialogue. Most players, including myself, just felt better when you got it off your chest and when you talk about it. So do that. Make an effort to chit chat, even if it's a small 5-minute conversation. All we need from time to time is some TLC. We need a little tender love and care, man. So make the effort to go talk to your coach. That's what they're there for. Well, that does it for this quick episode. You know, we're getting out of negative town. When we were talking about things not turning out the way you expected them to, what happens in the brain, I told you a little bit about my story and what you can do in order to bounce back quickly. If you guys have any questions, make sure that you direct message me on any social media platform @MentallyCharged, or you can email me info@mentallycharged.com. We hope that you like what we're doing here. Keep the questions coming and continue to get better every single day. I'm Coach Corey, trying to help you live the charged life.